What happened to my usual beautiful self?
It is a legend no one will forget. Everybody thought the Super Show was as bad as a Mario cartoon could be. And then, the sequel attacked. Deke was back! With the zaniest danger ever known, even more animation errors. With their useless Mario trivia, Delfino and Peach will watch every single episode and complete the Supershow Saga.
Hello everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the Supershow Saga. I'm your co-host, Peach Supreme.
And I am the equal co-host, Delfino. Alright, let's knock it off.
Luigi, you're doing the wrong voice!
Wrong voice.
Wrong voice.
But
We gotta do it sexy, because today's episode
it's a little hot. Hot.
Oh boy. God, I love this episode.
Today's episode is called Beauty of Kootie, which is a self-rhyming episode title. Good job.
It's a great title.
It's written by Doug Booth.
No, we haven't ranked every episode of the show.
Yeah. By the way, if you do need a penultimate list, I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3. That'll be my rankings.
You're doing your top 3?
Just in terms of what we have so far. 1, 2, 3. That's how I would rank them. But this 4th episode is ranking pretty dang high.
I'd say out of all the episodes, this is my 4th favorite episode. So out of my top 5, this is number 4.
So
this episode is so good.
So out of the current top 4 of mine, this will be the number 1. But that's just for right now.
So you're ranking them as they go?
Yes.
Okay.
You go along with them.
If you said so.
Okay, so this episode, Beauty of Kootie, it was written by Doug Booth, which is so close to Doug Bowser. I am fully confident.
But you think he changed his name to
I think
Bowser
he
and then went on to become the president of Nintendo?
I think so, because who the heck has a last name like Bowser?
I don't know.
Who's got a last name
I know someone at my work that has a very similar name to Bowser, but not quite.
How close is it?
It's like Bowshear. It has an I in it and an H.
Ooh. So the episode starts with, what's it start with? It starts with a pin. I do like this foreshadowing.
We're in Desertland again.
We're in Desertland again, but I like this foreshadowing pan because you can actually see the Doom ship for a couple moments on the left side. So it already shows that Koopa's getting involved. So
I don't know if that was intentional. I feel like they just used the same pan multiple times in this episode, and
the same background drop.
because they show this scene a lot of the Doom ship and
the castle.
The palace. My palace.
Oh, that's another thing we get into. It's not as bad as some other Super Show episodes, but the
Indian accents here are
accents
very stereotypical.
And Arabic stylings are a little.
I don't know. I like their outfits. It works well. Once again, we have toads with turbans.
Oh, I think
it works well
because we're in Fantasyland. We can kind of.
I mean that too.
That's true. I don't know.
I just like the idea that desert-like toads wear turbans.
It's definitely not as bad as the other Arab episode in Super Show.
You mean the one where
the
Peach
genie?
gets sold into a harem?
Yeah. That's the one where we do not...
Oopsies.
Whoops, not...
Hey, I just remembered. I speak pidgin.
That's the only good part of that episode. The rest of the episode kind of stinks. But this one, shoot, what's a...
He's a sultan.
Sultan. The Sultan he's very amiable. He wants a working
He just wants his
relationship.
jacuzzi.
Well, he's getting his jacuzzi, and then suddenly
He's
starts
struck oil!
spitting- Well, it starts spitting out, the little fountain heads are spitting out oil instead.
You gotta love the little fountain heads. They're little camel spigots.
Camel heads. So he's like, help, I've struck oil.
I mean,
And they're
I'm
like-
impressed that
and they're
he has a
like,
jacuzzi on the
"Sir."
top floor of his palace. Like, wow.
And so they're like, oh God, what do we do, sir? And he's like, what else do you do when you have plumbing problems? Get the Mario.
Marios.
So the Mario Bros come in and they stop the leak at the camel mouths. Which, if I'm going to stop
They
a leak,
do a quick fix.
Okay.
Because the fountains are spurting out oil and it won't stop. So they do the quick fix, which is just
stop it at
stop
the
their
exits.
mouths.
Yeah, stop it at the exits.
Which,
But I feel that this
Which
will
very
just quickly
quickly-
redirect the problem to another part of the palace.
well, it's that if they don't actually fix it, the pipes are gonna explode.
right, because of buildup.
So then they go downstairs. But they first have to stop the immediate problem.
They're like, why is there oil? And he's like, well, actually, this palace was built over an oil well, which is just asking for a cave-in.
I know. It's just asking
Have
for
you heard
trouble.
about fracking, sir? Have you heard the concept?
Oh, well.
How it happens. Anyways, so the Mario Bros are like, okay, if it's really down under, we're gonna have to redo all of your plumbing.
So there's a weird cut here.
Okay, this part is great.
With the camel. So we see the camels, and it's got like a little shine on its
It's
eye.
got a
and
gleam in its
And it does a
eye.
little wink. And I'm like, did the animators put a note that
I'm
the camel was
thinking-
supposed to sparkle? But then I had an epiphany
What's
while
your
watching the
epiphany?
episode.
What is
So what do you think at first?
Okay, well, I think that in the framework of real life, of the real world, that the overseas animators got that it was shiny, and they thought, oh, it's a gleam in its eye,
It's
and it
gonna
should
wink.
wink.
So I've seen this episode a million times, but I just came up with this theory.
More like 5.
So the next shot we see after the camel
yes,
is
it's
Chi-Chi
Chi-Chi.
looking in a hole. And I'm like, was the camel a periscope?
No.
Does it blink because it's Chi-Chi's eye? Because it has a lazy
No,
eye.
Because Chi-Chi is not looking in a glass, he's looking in, like, a crack on the wall.
But why is he doing that?
Because he's looking out for enemy intruders.
I thought it was that he's looking up the Marios. Because
I
his
think-
next line is that he
because-
goes up and he's like, oh, the Marios are on their way.
I think it was just an editing choice to have, like, eyeballs to some other pair of eyeballs.
To the wink. I don't know. Because we never see it at any other time. And the whole thing is that if
but
the
they're at
camels
the
are
top,
spurting
they're at
oil,
they're at the top of the palace.
they're at the top of the palace,
and they're in
Chi-Chi
the basement. And Cootie
Kootie
Pie.
Pie
I was like,
are in the
cute.
basement because this is a Kootie Pie and Chi-Chi episode.
That's really good.
An interesting combination. Yeah, honestly,
works
if
so
there
well.
were enough episodes, I'd love to see every combination of Koopaling.
But
Because we don't get a ton.
We don't have that kind of
Because we've had
enthusiasm.
Bully and Big Mouth and Hip and Hop. But now we have Chi-Chi and Wendy, who have a very interesting dynamic, where it's just Chi-Chi
They're always pinching each other under the table.
Yeah.
Just getting mad. So then, so they're having problems, and so Kootie Pie uses her wand as a phone, and it's like, Dad,
Oh my gosh, the wand phones.
something. And he goes, yes, my darling, detestable daughter.
I give full props to Harvey Atkins here. He pulls out the most dad voice. Like, of course,
I
sweetie,
hear you loud
I hear
and
you
clear.
loud and clear. We have to fill the doom ship's engines before you can get out of there, so please do your job.
Thank you. So then something else weird happens.
Spin this soup!
Well, is that she says she'll spin a suit, and then she's kind of nagging, and the wand
The
suddenly
wand
gets
just grows for no reason.
grows, and then it gets lesser. And it's like, is
Well,
it
then it lets
emotionally
out
tuned?
it lets out a poof of energy, and then it grows back to normal. And it's like, what was that?
Was it emotionally tuned to her?
I don't know. Like, did they think she was doing something with it?
Like squeezing it? I don't know.
I don't know. The wand just does whatever it feels like. Sometimes it glows, sometimes it randomly grows, sometimes it shows Koopa's face in it. Because
It changes color
it's just
very
like,
often.
what? I don't know.
It's very good. So anyways,
Like,
so then Chi-Chi's like, no, listen, I got a plan.
I have a plan.
So he uses the purple wand.
No, he has his own wand. Because
Oh.
at first I was confused as to why they're two wands.
So they each have two
because they look
purples.
almost exactly the same. I think Kootie Pie's is slightly more pink. I'm not sure.
I think it's
honestly
the same purple.
They're the same color, but there's two wands.
I don't know. So Chi-Chi's like, I got a plan. So he pulls out a wand and he turns Kootie Pie
God.
into a human. And she goes, oh.
What's going on? What happened to my naturally beautiful self?
And so Chi-Chi says, I've described you as Mario's dream girl.
Oh my
I
God.
think Mario's dream girl is 30, but Kootie Pie is not tall enough to pull this off.
Kootie Pie at the oldest is
9.
16.
At the oldest, which is not true.
Which is not true,
So
as
it's
we've
just-
established. It's like, oh my god, call the police.
So it's like, maybe if this person had human proportions, they would be...
Well, I think they turn her older. Because she's supposed to look like an older caricature person.
No, but I'm just saying they are too small to be anything.
I mean, it's the whole idea. This whole thing.
They're too small.
Chi-Chi's whole plan. You're gonna distract Mario.
You're gonna be so saucy.
You're gonna be so saucy.
While we figure something out. It very much isn't even... What is Kootie Pie gonna do? She really does have to ad-lib her way through this whole episode.
Because he's just like, look, I turned you into a hot chick. All right, now figure something out. I gotta go fix these pipes. Bye!
I gotta go continue the pipe trail. So then she's like, Chi-Chi, what the heck? Chi-Chi, you little, get back here! Because he forgot to change her tail. This is apparently a very big issue. Also, it's really funny because he goes, I'll turn you into Mario's dream girl, and they look back, and it's supposed to be like Mario and Luigi are like, oh, you know, we're talking in the pipes and talking really low.
Yeah,
and
it's supposed to be like,
no,
you hear them coming by them
no,
talking.
Instead, it's and it's like, is Mario having a big poopy?
Look, they had to go to the bathroom before they could
is he
fix.
constipated?
Are you fixing
While
the
we're-
pipes, Mario?
More like the opposite. It's just like, it does not sound like talking in the distance. It sounds like Mario is suffering in the toilets.
They picked some random
Sounds
noise.
like moaning Myrtle
Oh my
suffering
God.
in the toilets.
Jeez. So then they find
So Mario and Luigi walk up to Kootie.
So Mario immediately is like, whoa, who's this
Hot mama.
Who's this hot mama? And Luigi goes, is that a tail?
Well, no, I said pull in your pasta, Mario. 'cause
I know.
he's just
His
like,
pasta's hanging all over the place.
He
Oh,
falls head
jeez.
over heels.
Like immediately. And I love how
Immediately.
Luigi's not just like, oh, this
Whoa.
is weird. He's just like, she's got a tail, Mario.
No, I do love. I know. Fettuccine Alfredo describes herself as a saucy individual.
saucy.
It's just like, you're saucy.
Oh my God.
That's a bad euphemism, ma'am. Don't say that.
But Mario's totally into it because of the whole pasta thing.
He has a pasta.
If there's anything he
fixation.
likes more than ladies,
Women.
it's pasta.
It's the pasta. So Luigi is us in this scene. He's very awkward and he feels like a third wheel where he's like, is that a tail?
Mario, I think she's got a tail. Why is she down here in the basement?
Where we know that bad people are down here and the worst people are Koopas who have the same tail.
And
What's
Mario's like,
going on,
quit blocking me, Luigi. I want to score tonight.
No, but Kootie does a really good job ad-libbing. She's like, I've been lost here for days without anything to eat, and now you're accusing me of having a tail?
And then
But-
Mario just pulls out a nice
Well, no,
pasta
that
dinner.
doesn't happen yet, because Luigi's like trying to look behind her, and she's like, and
Oh,
then
she
she
just
eventually
whacks the heck out of Luigi.
She eventually whacks Luigi with the tail, killing him instantly because he's like down in the pipes. And he's just fine. So then Mario suddenly has a whole pasta dinner ready
Look,
for the three
Mario
of
knows
them.
how to treat a lady.
Well,
You give her a full pasta dinner.
does he just have that in his toolbox?
Well, he carries around a secret supply of pasta.
The whole table, seats, candlelights.
and when you eat pasta, you have to have the atmosphere.
Mario's just ready. So Mario's like, I hope you don't mind, I have this pasta dinner. So then Luigi starts talking under his breath. He's like, sheesh, we got a whole pasta dinner. Hey, Mario, aren't we supposed to be...
Hey, Mario, don't we, have a job?
And then And then suddenly Kootie Pie starts playing into it, and she's like, Luigi's right!
She takes like a bite of the pasta.
She takes
and I have to wonder if like
bite.
they don't like, if Koopas don't like pasta.
Well, I think it's more so I have to eat this because he's giving it to me.
Alright, well he gave it to me.
I think she looks like...
I'll eat the cold pasta that's been sitting around in your overalls, Mario.
I thought she looked like a lump for a bit. It's a weird look-alike.
It's the, yeah.
It's the So then she's like, yeah, we gotta do this.
She actually comes up with a really nice plan. She's like, we should get everybody down here in case the castle explodes.
Yeah, and we gotta keep everyone safe. And then Mario
It's like, it's true. It's like, yeah, if the castle's gonna explode, the basement would be the best place, because it's not like the foundation.
Right next to the pipes, though, so they would leak in and
well,
drown
the
you.
upper pipes would explode.
Sure.
The foundation would be
I think
fine.
the safest part would be away from the oil rig.
Just get out of the castle.
Just leave. But no, it's to get them into a conspicuously located cell.
Everyone's faces are really weird during this scene.
Okay, so then Mario...
There's the whole, like, infamous one of Luigi's face.
Oh, well, that's the one I'm gonna bring up, which is that Mario turns around and is like,
he's like, isn't she the best? And Luigi
Luigi's
just has...
face goes,
what the heck? But Kootie Pie also has a really interesting face where she just goes, ah! It's a really funky looking face. I'm just like, man,
this is weird.
The
So
borders
then
are really
everybody
off.
goes in, and then Toad and Toadstool are like, haha, yeah, right, this girl doesn't even have good clothes. And then she's like,
I mean, look at that tail. It doesn't even match her dress.
So then they
She's
shove
like, oh,
him in.
God.
so then they shove him in, and she goes,
Cheatsy, I'm tired of this plan.
So Cheatsy runs in, and he turns her back, and then Mario's like, oh god, I've committed a crime!
And then they shove him into a pit.
Cheatsy looks like a gremlin when he's manning the oil hose.
Cheatsy always looks like a gremlin, let's be real.
And also I said, what a waste of oil to use it to blow them away.
We'll get to that later.
Oh
Good
my god,
they
oil,
waste so much oil.
So basically Mario and Luigi are shoved away from
they're stored
rig,
in a pit, and everyone else is locked in the closet.
King Koopa arrives, and I suppose
I love how he jumps through the pipe.
Only he has to squeeze through, but Cheatsy's eyes are all red.
No, Cheatsy had to put on his eyeliner.
No, his eyes are bloodshot from doing all of the work.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say from doing all of the weed.
What? No, although maybe, because he's just kind of on watch. It's like, I'm totally on watch.
Yeah, I'm busy.
I don't know.
Toke it up.
So they're doing that.
And he's like, I'm so proud of you, kiddos.
Good job, kiddos. Now let's continue. So then, Kootie Pie and Cheatsy are like laughing in front of Toadstool. Because like, ha, got you trapped. So then the Mario Bros. Figure a way back, and Peach needs to distract him for a bit. I thought Cheatsy's face was pretty cute when he's like looking up. And then the line, the Mario Brothers are finished!
It's so good.
It's really fun. So it turns out Cheatsy
must have...
might be on weed, because he does not
he
have
just dropped
his wand.
wand.
So they grab the wand, and they're like, alright, they're gonna fight with fire, we'll fight back with more fire.
Luigi.
So Mario zaps Luigi, and he turns into Casanova Koopa. And there's a really good part where he's like, no, Mario!
But Mario!
Wrong voice.
But Mario, what am I supposed to do?
He goes so quickly.
So it's like, can Luigi always do that?
Could he always be Mr. Charming?
Did Mario turn Luigi into the Casanova because he knew he could do the voice well, or just because he didn't want to do it?
I think it's because he didn't want to do it.
I mean, that's
so.
The
Then
real
they're
version.
like, so it's like, sorry, Luigi, you go in and you do the same thing that.
It's interesting
Kootie Pie
how
does.
Luigi's such a good Casanova, but he shows like no interest in women throughout the entire series.
I guess he's just got to know. He knows how to pull the pride. I don't know.
Like he knows how to keep his pasta safe.
He does. Okay, so I just know he reminds me of Bluster Kong.
Oh my god.
But Bluster Kong with class.
No, not Bluster Kong. Leo Luster.
He is Leo Luster.
He is Leo Luster.
He is totally Leo Luster. Okay, so then Luigi walks up and he's giving her some gentlemanly kisses to the head.
He's like, My name is
my pleasure is all mine.
You can call me Sweet Lips.
And he smacks her on the lips, and I'm like, Luigi, you are going too fast.
And Chi-Chi just goes, what the heck?
And she's like, this is weird. The only Koopas
She's
are
like-
us.
She's like, Kootie Pie, we literally just did this plan. And she's like, shut up.
Shut up.
He's hot.
I'm going places
And this
with
is
him.
another thing. When we're talking about Kootie Pie's idea of relationships, it's
Yeah.
like, clearly she has the little kid idea of a relationship where she's like,
Oh, look, this handsome
Well,
boy.
smooch.
He totally likes me. Let's do some smooching.
And it's like, and after that,
and like Luigi knows it, so he's playing into it, even though he's like, oh my god,
he is,
I'm kissing a child.
but he's going really, really fast. He's like,
I mean, it worked.
the fastest way to Kootie Pie is
Through the sweet lips.
through his sweet lips. Poor Luigi.
Oh my
I
God.
feel terrible for Luigi. So then he's like, why don't we settle someplace else? And I think
Somewhere
it's
more
to just... I think
But
it's,
it's
to
to
get...
help Toadstool escape.
Well, I was thinking it was
And
more
to
so
seclude them
to
from
get
everyone
them
else.
away,
Yeah.
and then Mario would break them open. But instead, Kootie Pie enters the door, which, by the way, they zoom really close into the door. At least this was my version of it. They zoom super close into the door to the point where the resolution kind of cuts up, and then when they zoom back far enough, Kootie Pie enters, and she's like, "Everyone, get out! It's smooching time."
I'm making a bachelor pad.
a bachelorette pad.
Bachelorette pad, true.
Because she's the bachelorette.
Good God. So she takes her wand, which is why there's two wands.
Yeah, and then Cheesy's like, this is a really bad idea.
This is a stupid
And then
idea.
I like how she
Daddy
goes,
only wants to make me happy.
so then she makes a whole, like, fireplace, all this stuff, and she's got a lot of magic flowing around. And then she's still got her wand in her hand when she's jumping up
So then the
to
wand
smooch.
dust, I guess, gets in Luigi's
It's
nose.
because she still had it, like, activated to
Yeah.
change things. So
So I guess
gets
what
on
it does is cancel out Luigi's magic, so that he turns into Luigi.
So and I liked his pose. He's rocking it when he wasn't
Luigi!
himself. Yeah, Luigi.
So then we get the best line.
Well, I don't know. I think the line after is pretty good, but
I've been kissed by a plumber.
yeah, Kootie Pie's been kissed by a plumber, and then it cuts away to commercial. And when it
And
cuts
then
back,
I love
no, this
the next
is my
line
favorite.
is also great.
No, this is my favorite one. I'll tie your lips behind your head, and you'll never kiss again. After I heard that, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know the logistics of that. Like,
It's the
you
best
can-
line.
you
She's
can
gonna
really
take
crush
his
your-
lips, like, pull them out and tie them behind.
I mean, you can barely get it back to your
So
ears.
Luigi, very, very much so, runs for his life
So
because
he runs
he's gonna get murdered.
crazy up the
Woo!
stairs. Mario is everyone's pretty much there to
So
meet
then,
him.
Mario doesn't even ask how he is. Luigi's like, get on with the plan, get on with the plan,
come on,
now,
come on.
we need to do this now. My life is in danger.
So then they all reckon, and
So
this
then their
is-
plan is to waste all the oil in the castle.
So actually, this is
Oh my
a
God.
scene where Mega Move plays, meaning this
Ah.
is another. This is another.
Yeah, they've played the.
Yeah, this is another episode screen. So they play Slip and Slide, which is like a rockabilly song, and I'm like,
Okay.
it's fine.
It's not as good as the last
It
one.
wasn't as fun as Wipeout or as good as.
I think Mega Move works well in this situation.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
There is a weird part where Koopa just yells out of nowhere.
he never said anything. It's that Koopa walks in and he gets angry
and he goes, "Rah!"
yeah, he doesn't say anything.
'Cause I was
in the
wondering if they
restored-
cut out a
no,
line.
he doesn't say anything with the
Nah,
story
he just
cut.
goes, "Rah!"
He's just like, go! He just points his finger. He doesn't even need to say that he wants them to attack.
It's also interesting how their plan is to shoot oil everywhere when Koopa has a bunch of enemies that use fire.
Oh my gosh, I didn't
Because
even
it's
think
like
about that.
the flying chomp things, which name I can never remember.
Flying chomp?
They're like flying chomps. They spit fireballs. So they're not fire bars. But
Oh, are they the bullets?
It's like the... Yeah.
They're the round ones.
The round ones that spit fire.
Are they the ones that go in a circle?
They can. Although I think you're thinking of fuzzies.
No, Fuzzy's go on a track. I'm talking about the things that go... Maybe
Well, they just kind of fly around.
Sorry, I'm thinking of Battletoads. There's a name.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we're going too far.
Because it's like they're
back.
spitting fire everywhere, and he's got fire bros. It's like, why are we spraying oil everywhere? Jeez. But then they also decide to waste all the water in the desert also.
Oh my god, what a waste of resources.
Oh my god. Mixing the oil with the water, like, seriously.
What are you doing? So basically, the oil trap does work though, and everyone's scared. And I did like how they crashed the doom ship into the castle, and they all retreat through the holes in the doom ship. Like they're not even lookout points; they're like exit points. But everyone sneaks in. But when Koopa sneaks in, they add a little sound effect because he's.
Well, it's like as we saw earlier with him going through the pipe. The pipe has to stretch for his girth.
He's a little girthy, yes. But then the other two just slip in.
He's got 7 kids, okay? You can't expect him to... He's let himself go.
Okay, you mean he hasn't been on top of his cool weight training? Yeah, that's what he got back to with Junior. Mm-hmm. So anyways, so...
Then the palace actually does explode.
So they're like, oh god, what's the new plan? Because everything's breaking. And then Mario's like, I've got it. Let's waste all of the oil and leak the oil
and just make a crazy camel slide.
Okay, so it's so weird. 'Cause it's like basically they overload one of the camel
spigots. Yeah.
Camel spigots to have so much like water
oil
force.
pressure.
Well, water pressure.
Is it water?
Well, it's
or
not.
oil?
Well, they're spitting out oil, but the term is water pressure.
Okay.
And it has enough water pressure to fly through the air and spit at the doom ship miles away. And they spray
the doom ship with oil, and the oil spreads from the TV into the doom ship like it's Captain N.
4D.
Also, there's a funny lip sync error.
Oh, there is?
Where Luigi goes, yeehaw! But it's Mario's voice.
Oops.
It's really funny.
Whoopsie.
There haven't been a ton of those
No.
yet.
When there are, though, my
When they are, they're great.
But yeah, so the Koopalings are like, oh, too much oil.
Also, Cheatsy has Kookie's voice.
Ooh.
When they're all screaming. It's
what?
It's Kookie's screaming voice. Like, oh!
Did they pull him in?
And I'm like, but Kookie's not even in this episode at all.
Was he on standby?
I don't know. I feel like they mix up Cheatsy and Kookie because they both have blue hair.
Bluish hair. Maybe so. So then, so the Koopas leave, and they're like, okay, life is good. And they're like, no, it's not. My palace is destroyed. And they're like, oh, hey, someone left.
We still left the wand behind.
So Luigi spurts it, and actually the cell of the magic didn't go far down enough to hit all of the palace.
It's just like cut off at the end. It's like
it's an awkward cut off. It's like
it's good
we
enough.
didn't scan in fine. And then Luigi goes, "Oh no, the wand's melted."
It just kind of limply sits there.
It's
just
very
like
perhaps a metaphor.
Is it truly a euphemism?
It felt like a euphemism.
I mean, with all the romance in this episode,
it felt like a true euphemism. So then, but turns out the palace is great. So then Mario's immediately like,
I can't dance on the jacuzzi!
And then Luigi's like, no, me! And they're arguing.
And so they're arguing up.
But
and
Luigi
brings
up
the last word, which is truly the point which sells it for him, which is, I had to kiss Kootie Pie. I'm getting in that jacuzzi.
I get the jacuzzi.
I need to wash away the sin.
No, but then it ends with Toad and Toadstool looking happy, and Toad got head pats.
He got head pats!
Pat.
Head pats.
Pat.
Why did Toad get head pats? He didn't do anything in this episode.
Truly. It's a sad thing. Toad really hasn't been pulling his weight.
He's just there as the cute comic relief.
I guess so. He's got a few lines. But even then, I feel like Toadstool is also pulling that comic relief weight. Like with her lines, too.
That's true.
But
all right.
So
that's our MVP.
Most Valuable Paisano, Casanova Koopa Luigi.
Truly, Luigi says it the best. He is the MVP because he had to kiss Kootie Pie.
He had to kiss Kootie Pie. I'd say if we got a the least valuable Paisano,
Toad.
Yeah. Sorry,
well, that's
Toad.
like every episode. Sorry, Toad. We love you.
Sorry,
You'll have your
Toad.
own episode that's terrible later.
Yeah, but not right now.
Not right now.
So yeah, that'll be it for this time.
I don't know why I like this episode so much. It's just super fun.
I like how we said we liked the episode, but it's actually turning out to be our shortest episode so far.
It's a great episode, and you should totally watch it, but it's like, when I think about why I like it, I'm like, I don't know, Kootie Pie has a lot of really funny lines. I like Casanova Koopa.
Her voice lines are great.
I quote lines from this episode all the time. I think we did in a previous episode. I quoted, "I've been kissed by a plumber."
We probably did. It's just a very fun one. It's a little like, I don't know if the world building is too great. The world building is never great, by the way, but you know.
Well, it shows you more into the other lands of the Mushroom Kingdom, because like we had Giant Land in the first episode, and most of the normal episodes happen in Grassland
or America.
And now we've got desert. We've had 2
those.
Episodes of Desert Land. Do we ever go back to Desert Land? I don't think we do.
We have to.
We don't have to.
Sorry. Okay, so
With that choke.
with my choke, our voice has hurt. Peach, where can people find you online?
You could find me at peachsupremeart.tumblr.com.
And I am also at delfinodurians.tumblr.com. Guests are extremely welcome into the podcast. If you know how to get a hold of me, and you know me, you know what to do. I would love to have people on to talk about podcasts. You don't even have to be podcast savvy or have any prior experience. Just, if I know you, I know you. Our outro theme was done by Taylor Lair. You can
find her at tlaire.bandcamp.com.
.bandcamp.com.
TLAIRE at bandcamp.com.
.bandcamp.com. I thought you said at Bandcamp.
I don't know.
Be sure
How
to
do
subscribe.
URLs work?
Please subscribe for more episodes. Since we already did for the call for action, I'll just sell out. If I get 100 subscribers, I can get my own custom URL.
Lay gasp.
Woo woo! Which I would like to get. So please subscribe for more Mario Super Show and whatever the heck I am into at the moment podcast information.
Well, I hope you tune in next time for a very special episode.
Well, actually, it might not be after this one. I'm gonna burst your bubble. But whatever. There's a special-ish episode. Many special episodes coming your way soon.
All right then.
Bye, Zani. Paisani.
Don't